Hello, my sweet and precious students. Welcome back. We are going to talk today about subtracting mixed numbers. So let me make some adjustments here. So you may remember subtracting mixed numbers, you used to have to turn it into an improper fraction, right? Improper fraction meaning like the larger number on the top. I don't like doing it that way. I think that's a lot harder. So I'm going to show you a way that's a little bit different. So what we're going to do is, if you're following along at home, I'm on page 35, or I'm sorry, lesson 35, page 115. We're going to start with example number 1. Guys, everything I'm writing down right now, you need to be writing down. When we get to those practice problems, you're going to need to do those on your homework. I know before I said do it on your notes, but I want to see it on your homework. Okay, 1 to 8. All right, guys, the first things first, I like to stack these instead of writing them like this. So we're going to write this vertically. So 1 minus 1/8. What we're going to do first is deal with just our fraction portion. Remember, we need a common denominator, so we're going to find the least common multiple between 8 and 2. Now, we could multiply them together and get our common denominator, but that's not going to be the least common one. When we think of all the multiples of 2 and all the multiples of 8, we realize 8 is the common one, and if I multiply 2 times 4, I get 8. What I do on the bottom, I must do on the top, okay? 4 and 4/8. Minus 1 and 1/8. Let's deal with just that fraction bit first. That's going to be a denominator of 8. 4 minus 1 is 3, and then 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3 and 3/8. A lot easier than doing 2 times 4, or back down here once we have a common denominator, 8 times 4 plus 4, 8 times 1 plus 1, and putting them over and getting a mixed number, and then coming on back and getting an improper fraction and then having to come back, put it into a mixed number. I think that's a lot harder. So I think this method might be a little bit easier for you. All right, so let's do the next one. 5 and 1/10 minus 1 and 14/15. All right, guys, we've got to do our least common multiple. Let's think of all our multiples of 15. We have 15. If we then times 2, we have 30. We can stop right there because we know 30 is going to be a multiple of 10, right? So if I multiply 15 times 2, I will get 30. And if I multiply this by 3, I will get 30. But remember, whatever I do on the bottom, I have to do on the top. So this is going to be times 3. This will be times 2. So I end up with 5 and 3/30 minus 1 and 14. That's 28/30. Oh, this is where we have to borrow, guys. On that fraction bit, do you see how I have 3 minus 28 will give me a negative number, right? So we're gonna have to borrow. And the way that this works is you take from here and you take one whole one from there. So this is now 4. Whatever this number is on the bottom, you add it to here. So guys, when you're doing this, you're gonna have to write it 3 times. And I know there's plenty of you in my class who are like, I'm lazy, I don't wanna have to write it 3 times, it's so much work. Y'all, it's gonna be harder, it's a lot less work than getting the problem wrong, like trying to do things in your head, getting the problem wrong, and then having to redo it anyway. You might as well just do the 3 times all at once. So we're gonna rewrite this. This is 4. 30 plus 3 gives me 33/30, minus 1, which gives me 28/30. 28/30. We have our common denominator, so we know it's going to be 30. Then we have 33 minus 28. That's going to be 5, right? Nope, no, totally not. Oh wait, yeah, 2, 5, yes. No idea. 4 minus, so before we even do anything else, we can reduce this, right? If we divide this by 5, divide this by 5, we get 1/6, right? Now let's not forget about our whole numbers here. 4 minus 1 is 3. So our final answer is 3 and 1/6. 3 and 1/6. Guys, I need to see all of that work, okay? All of that work needs to be shown on your page. All right, on page 116, we have the practice problems. Go ahead and try those and then come on back. Let me show you those. So your practice problems are 7 and 1/5 minus that. There you go. Practice those 2 problems and then come on back. All right, guys, so these are your answers for those practice problems. If you did not get those answers, you need to stay with me and I will go through those problems together with you. Let's look at A. All right, so 4, that's gonna be 7 and 1/5. minus 4 2/3. So our common denominator is 5 and 3 is going to be 15. Multiply that by 5, multiply that by 5. This by 3, this by 3. We end up with 7 3/15 minus 4 10/15. When we go to do 3 minus 10, that gives us a negative number, so we have to borrow. We're going to borrow from here. This is going to be a 6. There we go. And whatever's on the bottom here gets added to the top, so we write it for our third time. We have 6 and 18 over 15 minus 4 and 10 over 15. 18 minus 10 would give me 8. 6 minus 4 would give me 2. So 2 and 8/15. All right, so make sure that's what I got. 2 and 8/15. Yep, good. For B, I have 316. This is, see, like something like this, you don't want to have to turn this into a mixed number to do the subtraction. That's, or I mean, an improper fraction to do this subtraction, because you'll be here all day. All right, so on these guys, our least common denominator is going to be 40. So we're going to multiply this by 5, this by 5, this by 8, this by 8. So I have 316 and 8/40 minus 42 and 35/40. Okay, with that said, 8 minus 35 is going to give me a negative number, so we have to borrow. This is now 315. Add whatever is on the bottom here. We add that to the top. Now we write it for a third time. 315 and 48 over 40 plus 42, not plus, minus 42 and 35 over 40. All right, so this is over 40. So 8 and, so that's 5 and 8 is going to be 13. So 13 over 40. 315 minus 42 is going to be 3. From here, I have to borrow, so this is going to be 2, and I'm going to carry the 1. That's going to be 7. 11 minus 4 is 7. 2 minus 0 is 2. So 273 and 1340. It's good. Phew, did that right. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that is our lesson, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.